Is this thing called Twitter or X now? What the hell is going on? But anyways, I saw on Twitter slash X that the funky one, Mr. Ben Askren, has called out Jorge Masvidal to a rematch in MMA. So I'm gonna walk y'all through what I saw today, and let's get into the nitty gritty of this possible, very, very possible rematch between these two. So it all started out when MMAfighting.com put out a tweet saying Jorge Masvidal is willing to end retirement for a rematch with corny motherfucker Ben Askren in boxing. So Jorge Masvidal calls Ben Askren out in boxing, which is kind of odd since we all know Ben Askren isn't a boxer, he's a wrestler. You know, he probably shouldn't have even gone into that fight with Jake Paul because let's be real, we all knew Ben Askren is a wrestler. He even got outstruck by someone who we thought was the worst striker in the UFC in Damian Maia, and Damian Maia was still able to outstrike Ben Askren. So Ben Askren's striking pedigree is nowhere near the level of Jorge Masvidal, so it is pretty weird that Jorge called him out in a boxing match. But here is Ben Askren's response. He sends Dana White, that text thread right there is a text to Dana White himself. He says, I know I'm retired. He sends that little article from that little tweet from MMAfighting.com. And he says, I know I'm retired, but I sure would love to beat on Jorge. Let me know if he is in. So he's texting the boss himself, Dana White. Then he screenshots it, tweets out balls in your court, Mr. BMF. Then retweets it. It says, no, I'm not going to box Jorge. If Jorge was really a BMF, he would accept a rematch in MMA and not be a coward. Wow. So Ben Askren really is serious about this. He's really calling out Jorge Masvidal, for real. And just to let you guys know, he put out one last tweet that shows that he's very serious about this. So as you can see, this tweet here says, I've kept in great shape during retirement. I have zero desire to fight anyone except that loser Jorge. And you can see Ben Askren, he's in pretty decent shape. This isn't the Ben Askren that we saw go in there and fight Jake Paul. This isn't that just after surgery, hella overweight, out of shape Ben Askren. Look at him. He looks shredded. He looks pretty cut. He looks like he's ready. He looks like he's been training for real. So I think he's taking this very serious. I do not think it's a joke. I think Ben Askren is dead serious. And as we've seen before, yeah, he has become a bit of a joke, a bit of a meme. But when Ben Askren got signed to the UFC, he was really down to fight anyone, no matter who it was. He did not care. Yeah, we can make fun of him and say all this and that. You know, Jorge Masvidal calling him a crotch sniffer. That's all fun and games and funny, but you can't lie. Ben Askren was ready and willing to fight anybody, no matter who it was. And then, of course, you could say that the way that fight went down was a bit eventful, or you could say it was super eventful because it was only a 5-second knockout. It was, you know, what boosted Jorge Masvidal to be a national superstar, worldwide superstar, everyone to know who he is. It blew Jorge Masvidal up. Unfortunately, it just destroyed the career of Ben Askren. He went on to lose again and again after that, which is very unfortunate. But for Ben Askren, he's probably looking at this like, look, yeah, he caught me. He caught me with a good shot. But if there were to go multiple rounds and time were to pass by, Ben Askren believes he would have dominated this fight. And I can't say I disagree with that. Does he have a heavy disadvantage on the feet? Yes, which is why he shot in for that takedown, which he ate the freaking 3-piece buffet that Jorge Masvidal says and got knocked out cold, stiff like a freaking board. But, you know, if this fight would have not ended that way, if they would have kept going, I do think Ben Askren would have had a really good shot in there. Do I think so now? Maybe. Jorge Masvidal hasn't really looked the same. Ben Askren has been out for a while. So I think it is a pretty fair matchup. And with the hype and the buildup and the beef between these two guys, it would be a huge fight. This could easily be a co-main event of a pay-per-view, easily. Or definitely be on a pay-per-view for sure. Maybe open up a pay-per-view, or it's definitely a fight worthy to be on a pay-per-view for sure. People are definitely going to be wanting to pay to see this. The build-up is going to be amazing. The press conference, oh my goodness. I hope they can get this done. But of course, the only problem is they're going to have to pay Jorge Masvidal a lot of money. And to pay a guy as much money as Jorge Masvidal might ask for someone who's not going to be in a main event slot or in some sort of title fight, I just don't think the UFC is going to be able to make Jorge Masvidal's demands. But who knows? Maybe Jorge thinks this is going to be another walk in the park and he's going to take Ben Askren out easy peasy and ride off into the sunset with an easy paycheck. So I don't know. I could see this fight really happening. Do I think it will happen? I don't know. I don't know if Dana White is going to make this fight because it's only going to be a one thing. These two guys are going to fight each other and just go right back into the retirement. So maybe the UFC will book it for the money, but at the same time, knowing that they're not going to be signing multiple fight contracts, they're going to fight one time and head out. You know how Dana White feels about that when it came to the, GSP, for example, when he went in there and he beat Michael Bisping and left. Dana White did not like that. So I'm not sure if Dana will do it. But if he does, this is definitely going to be a big fight. This is definitely going to be a fight that I will be interested to see for sure, and to see what would happen if the fight would have lasted longer. Do you guys think a similar thing would have happened? There would have been a similar outcome. Jorge Masvidal knocks Ben Askren out, or Ben Askren struggles to take Jorge down. He dominates Ben Askren on the feet. Or do you think Ben Askren is able to take Jorge down, dominate him on the ground? I don't think he'll get a submission, but maybe a submission. But do you guys think Ben Askren will have a lot of success in this fight and in this opponent against Jorge Masvidal, and possibly even take the win back? And if Ben Askren does win, are we going to get a trilogy between these two? Questions for later. I hope they make the fight. Like I said, I would definitely be tuning in for this one, man. Even the hype, man. The press conference, I would have to make a video for you guys for the press conference highlights, because that is going to be legendary if they do it. The trash talk between these two is going to be insane. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for rocking with your boy, and I'll catch you in the next video.